I actually did not hear about that till just now. That's interesting. I wonder what that's all about. Both guys they're great guys. I wonder, there's got to be a little bit more to that story. But, obviously I wish Timothy the best and Joel as well. But, we know what happens when you leave the guy who's been with you forever. So that's why I'm sticking with my dad.
Bradley leaving House Diaz going into a fight against Brandon Woods, you think that's a smart decision?
No. I say no because, no one knows him better as a fighter than Joel. No one's going to give him better advice than Joel at this point in his career. So I think you stick with him. I understand that there's something called, there's you have what you have with that coach. So once you leave, you do have that. But how long can you sustain it? So.
Shawn, have you got any aspirations to look to getting back in the ring with Kell Brook and get a rematch?
Oh yeah. That is a fight that I'll always want. Until I'm done. Whether that fight comes or not remains to be seen. I've said publicly 100 times, and you guys keep asking me. I'll take that fight. I'll go over to the UK. I'll go to Sheffield. I know where he's from. I'll fight him wherever he wants to have that fight. Put that belt on the line and get that belt back.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Obviously, he's now going to fight Diego Chavez. That fight has been announced. What are your thoughts on that fight?
I haven't seen enough of Diego. I thought that I had the right game plan with applying pressure and sticking to him, and that didn't work over here. So, and I know that he's had two title defense since he fought me. So he's been doing very well. So. At this point, I would expect him to just keep it up.
Obviously, he fought his mandatory challenger, Jojo Dan. He then had a fight with stablemate Frankie Gavin. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on these welterweights? Do you think they're world level?
Jojo Dan, no. Jojo Dan, I think is, I looked at Jojo Dan, honestly, about 4 years ago was when I looked at fighting Jojo Dan. So that tells you the level that he's on now. I would never entertain a fight with Jojo Dan because he's not on the world championship level, So Frankie Gavin, on the other hand, has, fought some big fights, and, that was another big fight for him. Now he's got Diego, so,
Kell Brook wins his last fight. He calls out Brandon Rios, he calls out Amir Khan, and then he fights Diego Chavez. Then why call out the big names if you're going to fight Diego Chavez?
I don't know if, who play their roles in that. I know that we as fighters can say who we want to fight. I'll say right now I want to fight Floyd Mayweather. Did I get the fight with Floyd? No. Keith Thurman. Will I get the fight with Keith? That remains to be seen. It's not always about what the fighter wants. So.
Bradley confirmed yesterday that his now new trainer is Teddy Atlas.
Oh wow. Okay. We'll see. Teddy is a no nonsense kind of guy. I've heard it and seen it. Teddy's a good guy, and he offers great advice. So I think he'll do good by Tim. It's all about the knowledge that we all know Teddy has, but are you willing to accept the knowledge? Can you accept the knowledge and implement whatever game plans they put together?
Shawn, I got to ask you, man, we just talked to Keith Thurman. He said he's very, very interested in a fight with you. Yeah. I know you've talked about fighting him. It seems like you guys are kind of on a collision course.
We've been on the collision course for a while. So, I've always said to this point, that fight will happen when it makes sense. So it seems like it's starting to make sense.
Do you think that's something that can happen sometime this year?
I think so. But, again, it's not up to me. Obviously I leave it in my dad's hands, but after my dad, there's always someone he has to answer to too. So I think that fight might happen soon.
How do you see that fight playing out? I mean, I know you've got an aggressive style. You're always coming forward. Keith Thurman, told himself one time he's looking for knockouts, but however, a couple times he's been on his back foot.
Yeah, I would tell you this, man. There's no one time when you fight Showtime. This fight will be a great fight to the finish. I think it will be a great fight. I think I win that fight.
If I could ask you a little bit, did you happen to see Virgil Hunter's comments about Keith one-time Thurman? Did you hear them and read them?
I did not. No, it's. Did you say is it relevant?
Yeah.
No, it's not relevant to me. Especially with Virgil not being his trainer, not having almost anything to do with Keith. How you view Keith is your own opinion, and obviously, if you're not against the ring from him, about to fight him, then how much do you really know about the guy? So obviously we'll do our due diligence and studying him and getting prepared for him when we have to fight him.
Did you think it was quite strange then that obviously the comments that were made and the negative comments?
No, I don't think it's strange because Virgil is an elite trainer. He can say something and you actually value his opinion and his thoughts and what he says, you know. So I should take a look at that just to see what he has to say, you know.
Okay.